Welcome to World Numismatic Finds, where treasures from both sides of the Atlantic come together. Today, we're diving into a fascinating comparison between classic American and British coins, each holding its own charm and value in history. From the USA 1951 D wheat penny and the 1976 D half independence dollar to the UK 1917 one penny and the 1979 50 pence, every coin tells a story of its era, craftsmanship, and legacy. Whether it's the 1973 1 cent from the States or the 1993 chain portrait penny from the UK, these remarkable pieces showcase the rich heritage of two great nations united by their love for coin collecting. Let's get started up with the 1951 D wheat penny reflects not only the craftsmanship and precision of mid-20th century American minting, but also the spirit of a nation rebuilding and thriving after World War II. Each coin tells a story of American pride, economic strength, and the enduring legacy of President Abraham Lincoln, whose image graces the obverse side of this timeless coin. The obverse, or the head side of the 1951 D wheat penny, features the ever-familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, which first appeared on the cent in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. His right-facing bust is finely detailed, symbolizing wisdom, leadership, and the nation's enduring respect for its 16th president. Above Lincoln's head, the phrase "In God We Trust" stands proudly, representing America's moral and spiritual strength. To the left of the portrait lies the word liberty, a testament to the freedoms that define the United States, and to the right, the date 1951 sits alongside the D mint mark, indicating its production at the Denver Mint. The reverse side, often called the tail, presents two elegantly curving wheat ears framing the central inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above these words appears E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, a phrase that encapsulates the unity and strength of a nation. The wheat stalks, rich in texture and meaning, are symbolic of agricultural prosperity and the hard-working American spirit that built the country. The 1951 D wheat penny is composed primarily of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters. Its reddish-brown surface gives it a distinctive character, and in higher grades, the coin displays a rich luster that glows with brilliance. This composition and craftsmanship make it durable, yet sensitive to wear and environmental exposure, which is why finding a well-preserved specimen is a challenge and a joy for collectors. The rarity of a 1951 D wheat penny in top condition has driven a strong collector demand. While circulated examples are easily found and may only fetch a small premium, the real excitement lies in those perfectly preserved mint state pieces that have never seen the inside of a cash register or pocket. An example graded at MS65 can reach a value of around $10,000, depending on the brilliance, color, and overall eye appeal. However, in exclusive auctions and online marketplaces such as eBay and Heritage Auctions, some premium specimens have been known to sell for as high as $12,000, a testament to how highly prized this coin has become in today's competitive numismatic world. The upward trend in demand for Lincoln wheat pennies, especially those from the early 1950s, has made the 1951 D a true standout, showing no signs of slowing in value appreciation. Next up, the 1917 United Kingdom 1 penny is more than just an old piece of bronze. It's a captivating part of British history that continues to shine in the world of numismatics. This coin carries with it the echoes of a nation at war, an empire at its height, and the enduring image of King George V, whose reign marked a turning point in both the British economy and world history. Collectors across the globe are always on the lookout for this particular penny, not only for its age and design, but also for its cultural and historic depth, which has made it one of the most admired coins from the early 20th century. The 1917 1 penny was minted during World War I, a time when Britain was deeply involved in the global conflict that reshaped the world forever. Made primarily from bronze, this coin bears a regal portrait of King George V on its obverse side, the head of the coin. His profile faces left, crowned with a short beard and mustache, representing both stability and dignity during turbulent times. The legend around his portrait reads Georges V. de Jaye, Brit, OMN, Rex FID, Def IND, IMP, meaning George V, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. On the reverse side, the tail, we find the famous image of Britannia, seated proudly with a trident in one hand and a shield bearing the Union flag in the other. This powerful symbol of British strength and maritime dominance connects the coin to centuries of national pride and resilience. Key facts that make the 1917 penny special include its age, wartime production, and the artistry of its design. While millions were struck, very few survive in pristine mint state today. Circulated examples can be found at modest prices, but when you move into higher grades, especially those graded as mint state 65, MS65, or above, the value rises sharply. Coins in this near-perfect condition are incredibly rare and are considered premium pieces for serious collectors. In today's numismatic market, a 1917 one-penny graded MS65 can command an impressive value of around $15,000, reflecting both its condition and historic importance. Even more astonishingly, on major auction platforms such as eBay, heritage auctions, and other premium markets, particularly well-preserved specimens have been reported to sell for as high as $20,000, depending on demand and collector competition. Next, a 1973 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a classic piece of U.S. history that continues to shine bright in the modern collector's market. Don't let its small size fool you. This penny carries a story that stretches across generations and holds surprising value for those who recognize its rarity and condition. So, let's explore why this unassuming coin from 1973 is sparking such excitement among collectors, and why high-grade examples are commanding serious prices in today's numismatic world. The obverse side, often called the head, proudly displays the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His image has graced the scent since 1909, and by 1973, it had become a true symbol of American heritage and endurance. The reverse side, or the tail, features a grand Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. When you look closely, you can even spot a tiny representation of Lincoln himself seated in the center of the memorial, an extraordinary detail that highlights the craftsmanship and pride embedded in U.S. coinage of that era. The 1973 Lincoln cent stands as more than just pocket change. It represents a moment in American life when the economy was shifting, inflation was rising, and copper was becoming increasingly expensive. These cents were struck in 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them a rich reddish-brown glow that collectors love. The coin weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters, crafted to perfection with a smooth edge. As years passed, the copper composition was replaced in 1982 by the modern copper-plated zinc cent, making these older copper coins far more desirable among collectors who appreciate their lasting beauty and authentic metal content. Now, when it comes to the key facts and collector appeal, the 1973 1-cent coin may seem common at first glance since millions were produced. However, rarity in coin collecting often depends on condition, luster, and mint mark, rather than sheer mintage numbers. High-grade specimens, though that have survived a decade without scratches, discoloration, or wear, are incredibly difficult to find today. In top mint state conditions, particularly in MS65 or higher, these coins can surprise even experienced collectors with their market performance. For instance, a 1973 Lincoln cent graded MS65 has been recorded selling for as much as $5,000, and in some rare cases, exceptionally struck examples with flawless surfaces and sharp details have fetched up to $8,000 at major auction houses like eBay and heritage auctions. These prices are a testament to the growing demand for high-quality, certified U.S. cents from the 1970s era. Next, a United Kingdom 1 penny from 1993 featuring the iconic chain portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Though it might look like an ordinary penny to the untrained eye, this coin holds far more than its humble face value. With its remarkable design, limited variants, and growing interest among collectors, this 1993 penny has become a small yet mighty star in the coin collecting world. Let's take a closer look at why this coin is creating such excitement and how its value has reached astonishing figures in today's collector market. To begin, let's take a step back into the early 1990s, a fascinating era for British coinage. The 1993 1-penny coin was struck by the Royal Mint as part of the decimal coinage system introduced in 1971. It continued a familiar style that had become a staple of British pocket change, but what sets the 1993 penny apart is its distinct chain portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the master engraver Raphael McLuth. This portrait captures Her Majesty in a more regal and refined representation, adorned with a royal diadem, a design that was used between 1985 and 1997. The chain-like rim around the Queen's image give the coin its informal nickname, the Chain Portrait Penny. It's a striking piece of design that perfectly balances elegance and authority, representing the modernization of Britain while still honoring its centuries-old heritage of coin artistry. In terms of specifications, the 1993 one-penny coin weighs approximately 3.56 grams and has a diameter of 20.3 millimeters. It is made from copper-plated steel, a shift from the earlier bronze composition that began in 1992. This change was primarily due to rising metal costs and the need for more sustainable production methods. The coin's reddish copper sheen is instantly recognizable, and when preserved in mint condition, it still gleams with that signature luster that collectors adore. The part everyone's been waiting for, the current market value. In today's numismatic market, a UK one-penny 1993 with a chain portrait-graded MS65 can fetch around $2,000 depending on overall eye appeal and certification by trusted grading services such as NGC or PCGS. Even more impressively, on popular auction platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and other collector marketplaces, exceptional examples have been recorded selling for as high as $3,000 when two or more collectors enter a bidding war. This upward trend reflects a growing appreciation for modern British coins in top condition, which are now recognized as both nostalgic keepsakes and serious investment opportunities. Next up, the United States one-dime coin from 1993, struck with a P mint mark. Don't underestimate this tiny silver-toned coin. Behind its modest appearance lies a fascinating history, cultural importance, and surprisingly high collector demand that has made certain examples of the 1993 P-dime worth much more than its face value. Let's explore why this coin has captured the attention of numismatists across the country, and why it's becoming a hot item in the rare coin market today. The 1993 one-dime coin belongs to the Roosevelt Dime series, a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, whose leadership during the Great Depression and World War II made him one of the most respected figures in American history. This coin's design was first introduced in 1946 to honor Roosevelt's enduring legacy and his work with the March of Dimes campaign, which helped fight polio across America. The obverse, or head side of the coin, features a classic left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, designed by John R. Cynic, with the word liberty proudly inscribed beside it, along with the motto, "In God We Trust," and the year of minting 1993. Just below the neckline, you'll find the subtle P mint mark, indicating that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Turning to the reverse or tail side, you'll see the traditional olive branch, torch, and oak branch, powerful symbols representing peace, liberty, and strength, surrounded by the inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and one dime. The 1993 P-dime, composed of copper-nickel clad over a pure copper core, weighs approximately 2.27 grams and has a diameter of 17.9 millimeters. Although millions of these coins were minted for circulation, their beauty and precision continue to attract collectors, especially in high-grade conditions. What makes the 1993 P-dime so special isn't just its design or composition, but the story it tells, a story of American resilience, artistry, and pride in craftsmanship. The 1993 P-dime are common and worth only face value. However, it's the pristine, mint-state coins that set the numismatic world abuzz. Coins graded at MS65 or higher, that's mint state with minimal marks or imperfections, have become increasingly difficult to find because most dimes from that year entered everyday circulation and suffered wear. A flawless example of a 1993 P-dime graded MS65 has been recorded to sell for around $1,500, while even higher-grade examples, or exceptionally well-preserved coins with full strike details and strong luster, have fetched impressive prices nearing $2,000 on top auction platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and other numismatic marketplaces. Next up, the 1970 10 pence coin represents the final chapter of an important era in British coinage. It was minted right before the nation transitioned to decimal currency in 1971. That makes the 1970 issue a truly symbolic piece of history, standing as a farewell to the pre-decimal system that had served Britain for centuries. Only a limited number of these coins were struck, and notably, they were never intended for general circulation. Instead, they were produced exclusively for collectors and included in special proof sets issued by the Royal Mint. This decision instantly made the 1970 10 pence coin a collector's item from the day it was born, and that rarity continues to shine through the decades. The coin weighs precisely 11.31 grams and is made of cupro nickel, giving it a silvery appearance that resists tarnishing even after decades. It measures 28.5 millimeters in diameter, making it slightly larger than the modern 10p coins in circulation today. These technical details might sound simple, but they hold great significance for numismatists, as original specifications help authenticate genuine pieces and distinguish them from replicas or later issues. This is where things get truly astonishing. While an average 1970 10 pence proof coin might fetch anywhere between $50 and $300 depending on condition, those exceptional high-grade pieces graded MS65 have recently been valued at around $2,500. Even more impressively, some pristine examples have reached as high as $3,000 on major auction sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and other global numismatic markets. Collectors in the United States, Canada, and Australia have shown particular interest in owning these coins due to their rarity, historical charm, and the timeless elegance of the Queen's early portrait. Next up, the 1993 quarter belongs to the Washington Quarter series, which has been a cornerstone of U.S. coinage since 1932. This design was first created to honor George Washington, the nation's first president, on the 200th anniversary of his birth. The coin's production continued with only slight modifications over the decades. The Denver Mint, represented by the letter D under Washington's portrait, produced millions of these coins in 1993. But as we'll find out, not all of them are equal in value. Coins from this year can carry significant worth based on their condition, rarity of errors, and collector demand. Now, let's talk about the head and tail representation, or what collectors like to call the obverse and reverse. On the obverse, you'll find the classic profile of George Washington facing left, designed by John Flanagan. His stoic image, paired with the word liberty above, "In God we trust" at the left, and the year 1993 at the bottom, makes this coin instantly recognizable. The small D mint mark just beside Washington's ponytail reveals that it was struck at the Denver Mint. Turning to the reverse, you'll see the majestic image of an American eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, a powerful symbol of both strength and peace. The inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and $quarter frame this patriotic design beautifully, making it one of the most enduring icons of American currency. Moving on to weight of the coin, the 1993 D quarter follows the standard specifications of the Washington quarters from that era. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams and is composed of clad mixture, 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, bonded around a pure copper core. It measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. While this may seem like basic information, precision in these measurements can be key for identifying genuine coins and spotting rare minting errors or variations that can drastically affect value. The Denver Mint produced over 650 million quarters in 1993, which means the coin itself isn't rare in circulation. However, what truly sets some of these coins apart is their condition and strike quality. Quarters that have survived in pristine condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher, are considered highly desirable by collectors. A 1993 D quarter graded MS65 can reach around $800 in today's market, and exceptionally well-preserved specimens, or those with unique toning or mint errors, have been known to fetch as high as $1,000, or even more on popular auction platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections. These premium prices are driven by a combination of scarcity and high-grade condition, collector competition, and market demand. Next, the United Kingdom 20 pence coin from 1984. This remarkable coin has become a symbol of the modernization of British coinage and holds a special place in the hearts of collectors who understand the importance of transitional and early-issue decimal coins. Today, we'll dive deep into its background, design, cultural value, rarity, and of course, its incredible market value, which in some cases can reach astonishing figures of up to $1,500 in mint state 65 condition, and even $1,800 on popular auction platforms such as eBay and heritage auctions. So, if you've ever come across a 1984 20 pence coin, you might just be holding onto a hidden treasure. The story of the 1984 UK 20 pence coin begins with its introduction as part of the post-decimalization era in the United Kingdom. Decimalization was one of the most significant monetary transitions in British history, moving away from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system into a modern, simplified structure. The 20 pence coin was first issued in 1982, and by 1984 it was still relatively new in circulation, symbolizing progressive and forward-looking Britain. Struck in cupro nickel, this seven-sided coin was designed to stand out both visually and tactilely, ensuring that it was easily recognizable by the public. The heptagonal shape became iconic and was soon associated with a contemporary British currency system that remains familiar today. On the obverse side, or what collectors often call the head, the coin features the elegant and youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, one of Britain's most celebrated sculptors. His design captures the grace and dignity of the late monarch, wearing the royal tiara, a timeless symbol of her reign. This portrait was used on British coins from 1968 until 1984, marking the final years of a classic design before new portraits were introduced in subsequent decades. The reverse side, or tail, displays a crowned Tudor rose, a design created by William Gardner. The rose, crown and proud, symbolizes unity and heritage, blending England's rich history with the monarchy's strength. Together, the obverse and reverse designs make the 1984 20 pence coin not only a monetary instrument, but also a miniature piece of British art and history. That the 1984 20 pence coin weighs 5 grams, has a diameter of 21.4 millimeters, and is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. These details might seem technical, but to collectors, they play a major role in identifying authentic coins and evaluating their condition. Coins that have retained their sharp edges, original luster, and minimal wear are considered to be in mint state condition, and these are the ones that often attract the highest bids from serious collectors and investors alike. Next up, the 1976 half dollar, with the D-mint mark, often called the bicentennial Kennedy half dollar. This coin isn't just an ordinary piece of change. It's a treasured symbol of America's 200 year of independence, a celebration of liberty, unity, and pride struck in metal form. Minted at the Denver Mint and carrying the bold D mark, this half dollar has become an icon in American numismatics and an exciting find for collectors across the world. Let's explore why this coin is now attracting so much attention and why certain high-grade examples have reached eye-opening prices in today's market. To understand the 1976 D half dollar, we need to go back to its origin. The coin was released as part of the United States Bicentennial Coinage Program, commemorating 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Unlike regular Kennedy half dollars, these bicentennial issues carry the dual date 1776 to 1976, representing both the nation's birth year and a year of this monumental celebration. Designed by Seth G. Huntington, the reverse of the coin beautifully depicts Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the historic building where both the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution were debated and signed. This imagery, paired with a dignified portrait of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse designed by Gilroy Roberts, gives the coin both political and cultural depth, symbolizing leadership, freedom, and the American spirit in every detail. When we talk about the head and tail representation, the obverse, featuring Kennedy's profile, continues the legacy of one of America's most beloved presidents. His calm, forward-looking gaze represents hope and determination, while the reverse design of Independence Hall pays tribute to the very roots of American democracy. Every curve, line, and letter was struck with precision to capture the pride of the bicentennial year. The coin's metallic composition is also a talking point. Most 1976 D half dollars were minted in a copper-nickel-clad composition, weighing around 11.34 grams, while a smaller number were struck in a 40% silver version for collectors, giving them additional value and shine. Now, let's talk about the key facts that make this coin a standout in the world of collecting. The Denver Mint produced millions of these half dollars, but not all are created equal. The true rarity lies in condition. Coins that have survived imperfect, mint state grades are now commanding huge premiums. While circulated examples are common and worth around their face value, pristine coins graded MS-65 or higher are a completely different story. High-grade examples of the 1976 D. Kennedy half dollar have been reported to sell for around $9,000 in MS-65 condition, and some exceptional specimens have even reached auction prices as high as $14,000 on popular platforms such as eBay, heritage auctions, and other reputable coin marketplaces. These jaw-dropping figures prove that this is not just pocket change. It's a genuine treasure when preserved in top condition. Next, the 1979 UK 50 pence coin. Now, this is not just any ordinary coin that you might find rattling in your pocket change. This particular coin carries an interesting story, a strong cultural connection, and, for the right collector, a truly impressive market value. So, stay tuned, because by the end of this video you'll see why this small piece of metal could be worth far more than its face value, up to $4,000 in mint state condition, and sometimes even $5,000 or more at major auctions like eBay and heritage auctions. Culturally and historically, the 1979 50 pence represents more than currency. It's a reflection of British identity. The depiction of Britannia had appeared on UK coins for centuries and stood as a proud symbol of British power, integrity, and stability. By the late 1970s, the 50 pence coin carried that tradition forward in the new decimal age, bridging Britain's past and future. For many collectors, this connection between heritage and modern coinage makes the 1979 50p particularly meaningful. It's not just metal, it's history in the palm of your hand. In terms of specifications, the coin was struck in cupro-nickel and weighed approximately 13.5 grams, with a diameter of 30 millimeters and a thickness of 2.5 millimeters, noticeably larger than the post-1997 50 pence coins we use today. It has a seven-sided equilateral curve heptagon shape, designed for easy recognition by touch and vending machines alike. This unique shape, along with its detailed artistry, has made the large-size 50p coins very appealing to collectors around the world. Now, let's talk about the market value in today's terms. A standard circulated 1979 50 pence might only bring a few dollars, but if you are lucky enough to own one in mint state graded MS-65, it can command as much as $4,000. And here's the exciting part. On popular auction platforms like eBay and heritage auctions, certain rare high-grade specimens have been recorded selling for around $5,000 or even higher, depending on visual appeal, luster, and certification by grading authorities such as PCGS or NGC. This surge in value is largely due to limited supply of uncirculated examples and the ever-growing enthusiasm for British numismatic collectibles.